Hello everyone, I hope you have seen my previous two videos wherein I had explained how to convert a less than or a more than table into a simple frequency distribution table. In this video, I'll be telling you how to find out the mean of the given data. So I've taken the same question and we have to find out the mean. In my second video, I had told you how to convert this table into a simple frequency distribution table. So we'll be converting it. So when it's the more than table means these are the lower limits and the class size can be taken by subtracting two consecutive lower limits. So I get my first class is 135 to 140, then 140 to 145, and so on. Here, the number of students are given to me as 51, total number of students. So the frequency of each consecutive class will be obtained by subtracting each number of students from the next one. So 51 minus 47 is 4. 47 minus 40 is 7. Then 40 minus 22 is 18. 22 minus 11 is 11. 11 minus 6 is 5. And finally, we'll be left with 5. Had the question been in the form of a less than type table, I've explained in my first video how to convert it into a simple frequency distribution. So less than 140, when I say less than, it means that I have these as the upper limits given to me, and the class size can be taken by subtracting the two consecutive upper limits. So that means the class size comes to be as 145 minus 140, which is 5. And we get the upper limit of the first class as 140. So my first class comes out to be 135 to 140, then 140 to 145, 145 to 150, 150 to 155, and so on. If I want to find out the number of students for each consecutive class interval, then the first one remains as it is, as 4. The next, for the class interval 140 to 145, I subtract 4 from 11 to get 7, then 11 from 29 to get 18, then 29 from 40 to get 11, then 40 from 46 to get 6, and finally 46 from 51 to get 5. So this is how I get the number of students. So I'll be using the table. This table comes out to be same: 4, 7, 18, 11, 6, and 5. This number of students will come same for the same class intervals from the less than table also and from the more than table also. You can compare both of them. And finally, we get this table. Now, using this table, I'll be finding out the mean height of the students. Now, to find out the mean, I need to find out the class mark of all the classes. How do we denote the class mark? We denote the class mark by xi, and xi is obtained by what? Adding the lower limit and the upper limit and dividing it by 2. So my first xi, that is x1, will be equal to 135 plus 140 divided by 2, which comes out to be 137.5. Let us see the class mark for the second class interval: 140 plus 145 upon 2, which comes out to be 285 upon 2, or 142.5. I should be able to understand because the class sizes are differing by 5. So automatically the class mark will also differ by 5. So 137.5, 142.5. Then I'll get what? I'll get 147.5. Then I'll get 152.5, 157.5, 162.5. So these are the class marks that I have got. Now, multiplying, the normal mean method tells me to multiply Fi and Xi. Fi is 4, Xi is 137.5, 7 into 142.5, all 18 into 147.5. All these calculations are going to be very lengthy. So what I'll do is I'll use the assumed mean method, for which I'll assume the mean first. So assuming the mean, the assumed mean, I'll take any of these xi's to be the assumed mean. I preferably take the middle value. Now here there can be two middle values, 152.5 or 147.5. The answer will not change whatever middle value I take. So we generally take the assumed mean to be that for which the frequency is more out of these two. So out of these two, 18 is a greater frequency. So I'll take the corresponding class mark 147.5 as the assumed mean A. Next, I find out the deviation from the assumed mean. So deviation is what? The difference from the assumed mean. I denote it by di, and di is given by xi minus a. X1 minus a, 137.5 minus 147.5 comes out to be minus 10. Then 142.5 minus 147.5, I'll get minus 5. Then 147.5 minus 147.5, 0. 152.5 minus 147.5, 5. 10. 162.5 minus 147.5, 15. So you see, such simple numbers are coming, and I need to find out FIDI now. FIDI means F1 into D1, F2 into D2, F3 into D3, and so on. So the calculations are so simple as compared to 137.5 into 4, 152.5 into 11. I just have to multiply now 4 into minus 10 or 5 into 11. That's it, which is an oral calculation. Minus 10 into 4, minus 40. Minus 5 into 7, minus 35. 18 into 0, 0. 11 into 5, 55. 6 into 10, 60. 5 into 15, 75. Now I need to calculate the sum of all these FIDIs. So F1 D1 plus F2 D2 plus F3 D3 up till F6 D6. I denote it by summation FIDI, and it comes out to be minus 40 plus minus 35 is minus 75. Minus 75, and let us take the positive ones, plus 75 plus 60 plus 55 comes out to be 190. 190 minus 75 comes out to be 115. So I get sum of FIDI as 115. Sum of FI is 51. I use the formula of the mean. I hope you remember the formula of the mean. The mean is given by A plus sum of FIDI upon sum of FI. A is the assumed mean, which was 147.5. Sum of all FI's GIs is what? It was 115. Sum of all FI's is 51. So I put these in the formula. It comes out to be 147.5 plus 2.25, which finally comes out to be 149.75. Now, writing the mean equal to 149.75 doesn't mean anything. We need to give a unit to it. So we'll write mean height of the students of grade 8 is 149.75 centimeters. The units are very important. So ensure that you write the units also. So I hope you have followed the method of finding out the mean by the assumed mean method. So I'll be telling you how to find out the mode in my next video. Thank you so much.